Hello everyone, I am Surrender the Awesome, and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more Generation 1 Transformers. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my kitten will convince you. And, random fact about my cat society is that one of the requirements to get a driver's license is you apparently have to be able to play the accordion only mildly well. And also, before I get started, I would like to say that this is a review, and I do not own the property to Transformers. That is owned by Hasbro, and I would highly, highly recommend that before you watch this review, you watch the episodes. They are really good, and I would highly recommend you watch them. Without further ado, let's get into this. So, the first episode we're going to look at today is Transport to Oblivion. And I'm also going to skip the narration because, well, we probably all know what's going on. At least if you've seen the last episode here. Or the last 3 episodes. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, the episode starts off normally enough.
Look out! Decepticon! Cliff Jumper! Ceasefire!
Which I think it's a good time for me to mention that this is Cliff Jumper. He is a small Autobot who hates Decepticons and is always paranoid. And I like this scene because it shows that despite the fact that the Autobots believe that Megatron is dead, there are some who are not that certain, like Cliff Jumper here. So anyways, we cut to where the Decepticons are based, and boy, they sure managed to recover very quickly from, crashing in the last episode. And Shockwave contacts Megatron to basically tell him that his energon supplies are running really low.
Report status. Our supply of energon cubes is dangerously low, but our new intergalactic transport system is almost complete. Excellent.
Well, you mean to tell me that you, Shockwave, have gone 4 million years and you didn't think to once, go search for Megatron, or, maybe go shoot a Discord message or something like that? Maybe, go find some energon cube somewhere in the universe? Jeez, either you, Shockwave, have been doing some serious rationing, or you guys had quite a bit more than what you guys were letting on there. Anyways, so the Decepticons attack this power plant. Optimus Prime figures out that Megatron is in fact still alive, and the Autobots go to stop the Decepticons. And one thing I will definitely give this series a lot of credit for is that, despite the fact a lot of their fight scenes are pretty short, like a lot of them are only a few minutes, they're paced really well, and they actually feel like they take a bit longer, and I mean that in a good way, because, it allows you to get to feel like the fight's longer than it actually is, despite the fact it's probably, only a few minutes, which is something I will definitely give it praise for. Anyways, so Megatron turns into a gun, and Soundwave tries to shoot Optimus Prime, but Ironhide gets in the way, and the Decepticons retreat because, well, they have the energon cubes that they need, and because, well, I guess they're also outnumbered at the same time. So, the Autobots send Bumblebee and Spike to go find and spy on the Decepticons. The Decepticons manage to get a space bridge built, and they seem to be struggling at the part of, getting to the thing on the other side. But Spike and Bumblebee get captured, and the Decepticons have a plan for Spike and Bumblebee.
Please destroy them! Not harm them! What? They have just volunteered for the next trip over the space bridge.
Damn, Megs, you really make the word volunteer sound terrifying. And especially where it just cuts to a commercial break. That was just terrifying. Anyways, so the Decepticons force Spike and Bumblebee into the vehicle, and Megatron and Starscream say this, which is also very terrifying.
Yes, you will go down in Cybertron history.
Whether or not you successfully make it over the space bridge.
Anyways, so Spike and Bumblebee break out of the little vehicle, and either Spike runs really fast, or Bumblebee is moving really slow, because there's no way that Spike moving normally should actually be even keeping up with Bumblebee. But anyways, Spike trips, and Bumblebee has to go on without him to report back to Autobot base to hopefully get the rest of the Autobots there. And Bumblebee gets captured by the Decepticons again, but Megatron decides to basically alter his memory to lead the Autobots to a trap.
Good work, Starscream! Megatron!
What are you doing here? I told you I could deal with this Autobot myself.
You are not to be trusted, Starscream! Now get out of my way! Once I've altered his memory chips, he will lead the Autobots to their doom!
Anyways, so Megatron basically gives Bumblebee wrong memories of where the space bridge is, and he returns to Autobot base to report on that. And I wonder if any of the Autobots can't seem to figure out that something might be up. You know, just the way Bumblebee is talking makes him sound really suspicious.
Spike was captured by the Decepticons. They're gonna send him to Cybertron over some kind of space bridge.
We shall rescue your son. What is the location of this bridge?
The bridge?
Yes?
The bridge is located in a cave 96.4 miles from the highway.
What, was nobody like... Say, Bumblebee, you feeling okay? Your voice change was so drastic. More drastic than mine normally. Anyways, so Laserbeak spies on the Autobots and reports back to Megatron that the Autobots are gonna go to the cave. And then there's this scene here, which I think Green Screen Me would definitely best describe what I'm thinking right now, which is, hey, Prime, does this not look like a trap to you? I mean, look at it. Just looks so much like a trap here. So the Autobots, throwing caution and my advice to the wind, go into the cave, and surprise, surprise, it is a trap indeed. I mean, who could have figured that one out?
And I insist that you stay forever!
So the Autobots and Decepticons fight, and this fight, I will say, is good. It's definitely not as good as the fights in the More Than Meets the Eye 3-parter, but I will say that this one is also very good. There's also this part here.
Stand back, Bumblebee! It's my turn at bat!
Yeah, there is no way that that would actually happen, because either Starscream's shot is very weak, in that case the Autobots should probably not really worry that much about it, or that rock is probably a bit stronger, which actually begs the question, how did Jazz just pull it out of the ground? Anyways, then Optimus Prime gets his foot trapped.
My foot! It's...
Which he sounds surprisingly more annoyed at. I feel like they could have really done a retake on that one. And Megatron shoots his Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, and then when it creates a bunch of smoke, Megatron, getting flanked by Optimus Prime, tries to shoot a cannon, which makes me wonder, what, is turning your hand into something kind of like this here? Doesn't know what I'm looking for. Comically large knife that conveniently fits in my pocket. Surprisingly, that's also not what I'm looking for. Let me try my other pocket. So that's where it's been. Looking for that thing for a week now. Anyways, so Megatron gets a message from Shockwave that the space bridge is about to open, so the Decepticons leave to go to the space bridge and make sure to trap the Autobots in the cave, and Ratchet finds something about Bumblebee.
Prime, a bank of Bumblebee's memory chips has been altered.
Bumblebee, the space bridge. Where did you see it?
The cave. I remember now. The riverbed in the desert.
So the Autobots escape from the cave and go to the riverbed, where Spike is being held.
Ravage, stand aside.
Well, I guess I served my time and I'm free to go, huh?
Free to go to Cybertron.
Damn, Soundwave, I didn't think you were gonna be that scary to look at. Anyways, so the Autobots make it to the space bridge in time and stop the Decepticons, and also free Spike, and Bumblebee gets to basically catch Spike. Megatron goes into the space bridge and looks really funny as he's going to Cybertron, and Starscream
Return to base. Megatron is dead. I'm the leader now. Follow me.
preemptively declares that he is now in charge of the Decepticons, despite the fact he doesn't actually know if Megatron is dead. I mean, there is a chance that Megatron could in fact be alive. And overall, I will say that this episode is good, but it's not as good as More Than Meets the Eye Parts 1 to 3. And I will say that the plot being shorter kinda definitely does hurt it. But I think with that, on to the next episode. So the episode starts with Starscream leading Thundercracker and Soundwave to attacking a dam. One that looks suspiciously similar to Sherman Dam from the second episode, but anyways. But luckily, Optimus Prime and friends were in the neighborhood, and they rout Starscream, Thundercracker, and Soundwave looks like a complete and total joke here, like, seriously. And then Optimus Prime sends Prowl and Bluestreak to go hunt down Starscream, Thundercracker, and Soundwave. So then, we get to see Megatron on Cybertron looking alive and well as usual.
Shockwave, I must get back to Earth. Starscream, Thundercracker, you two look like Optimus Prime run you through a laser-powered trash compactor. Megatron, you're still alive! We will attack the laboratory as planned. The antimatter formula will give us the key to ultimate power. If we don't get parts to repair ourselves, we'll cock out before we get your precious formula. Replace the parts and be quick about it. Meet me in the designated laboratory in 5 million astroseconds.
Anyways, so Megatron returns to Earth, and Bumblebee takes Spike and this new character named Chip to this top secret research facility where they are studying antimatter formula thingy. So this is Chip Chase. He basically knows a lot about technology, science, that kind of stuff. And he also does help Prowl later on in this episode when he desperately needs it. Anyways, so Reflector here manages to get the code from the guard to slip in this scene here. Which begs a pretty important question. Why aren't there more security cameras in this top secret research facility? I mean, wouldn't you want to maybe put those in, this top secret research facility that not a lot of people can go to? And, maybe, I don't know, put some extra guards there. Just, gotta probably deter any would-be intruders from coming into a government facility. Like Area 51 having absolutely no guards and, having no security cameras. Not even a single landmine. Or, just a do not enter sign. Anyways, so Chip is given the antimatter formula, and he tries to take it home, but Laserbeak attacks Bumblebee and Chip and Spike, and they go under a building, and the Decepticons just decide that they have to attack the lab just to get the antimatter formula.
They got away. We cannot wait for Starscream. We must attack the laboratory now.
So we catch up with Bluestreak and Prowl as they try to catch up with Starscream's raiding party, as they're basically scavenging jets to, repair themselves. And Prowl gets injured in this one and basically has to call for help, which just so happens to come from Chip Chase. But while this is happening, Megatron goes to the lab to try to steal the antimatter formula, and the antimatter formula is instead just sent to Chip's computer, which, how he just so happens to have a computer that is powerful enough to also hold government secrets, or why the government will even allow that is beyond me, but anyways, Chip also gets kidnapped by Starscream, Thundercracker, and Soundwave, and taken to the lab. And Ravage, of course, just does what my cats wish they could do when it's time to feed them. Anyways, so the Decepticons get Chip Chase to the lab, and the Autobots get in, basically, by doing the Stir Rumble.
Hey, I don't remember seeing that. Now what's that? Good question. Who said that? There's no one here. I must have static in my rectifiers.
Now that's the smartest thing you've said all day.
Really? Hey, what's going on?
So the Decepticons get the antimatter formula in a way that almost goes into bad touch territory there, Soundwave. Anyways, so the Autobots manage to rescue Chip, and the Autobots also try to stop Megatron from getting the antimatter formula, but, well, this happens. Anyways, so the Autobots, of course, make it out with surprisingly minor injuries, considering how big that explosion was, and the building is in surprisingly good condition, considering the fact, the explosion it took. I mean, with an explosion that big, I think it should probably look like Hiroshima here, except without those buildings there that are still in surprisingly good condition. And also the Decepticons are in surprisingly pristine condition considering the explosion they took, and they are gonna attack the Autobot base, but luckily, the Autobots seem to have a plan.
There's no way you could have erased your brain. Anyway, I got a much better use for it. There's a little project I'm working on, and I think you two guys can help.
So the Autobots get all repaired, and they are all ready to fight the Decepticons, which Sideswipe and Sunstreaker seem a little too eager for.
I get the feeling our jet judo needs a little more work.
Oh? What makes you say that?
So the Autobots are a little bit on the ropes, and Megatron gets the antimatter formula inside of a system and turns it to a gun, and Starscream basically starts firing away, and Spike goes up to Skywarp Scream to distract him, and Chip installs something that basically really turns the tide.
For that, I'll blast you first.
Not if Wheeljack's invention works, you won't.
What's going on? I'm not in control of my own wrenches. Help! Skywarp, you
So the Autobots rout the Decepticons, and Megatron monologues some more, Chip is part of Team Autobot, and the episode ends. And overall, I will say I actually preferred the episode Roll for It over episodes 1 through 4. Like, seriously, I think it's like the best episode so far. The episode does a great job of introducing a new character, and also it actually has an interesting way on how our human characters help defeat the Decepticons, which I like. And I would give this episode a thumbs up. But without further ado, on to the next episode. So the next episode is Divide and Conquer, and it starts out in this factory where Chip basically tries to more or less increase the computer power to create more weapons to combat the Decepticons, which is a detail that I like, that the humans are basically preparing to probably fight the Decepticons. But then, Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, and also Soundwave, shouldn't forget about Soundwave, come and attack the facility for the energy. And Chip manages to get a distress signal out to the Autobots. All while Spike and Optimus Prime are looking for the previous space bridge from Transport to Oblivion, which the Decepticons have managed to move. When then, he receives the distress signal from Chip.
Wait, a distress signal from Chip Chase at the munitions plant. Decepticons attacking. Autobots, transform and meet me there.
So, Optimus Prime makes it to the factory, and Megatron says this kinda stupid thing here.
You outnumber Prime 3-1. Gang up and destroy him.
Hey Megatron, I counted 4. You know, Soundwave here? Ring a bell? I mean, his head is only the inspiration for your team's logo. How could you miss Soundwave? Anyways, so despite Megatron's inability to count, the Decepticons still manage to gain the upper hand on Optimus Prime, and he gets badly injured trying to shield Chip and another scientist from a blast from a computer, and then the Autobots show up and the Decepticons run. And then, the Autobots wheel Optimus Prime back to Autobot base for repairs, or to hopefully repair him, and Starscream reports that Optimus Prime has been killed, but Megatron, not being so sure, deploys Laserbeak to go spy on the Autobots, and basically, when the Autobots are already being down, well, Megatron orders Laserbeak to fire on Optimus Prime, which is really smart.
What's your diagnosis, Ratchet?
It's a miracle that his hydraulics are still functioning.
Weaker. Electro pulse fading.
He's doomed, I know it. I can feel it in my data bank.
Nuts to that! There's gotta be something we can do. Isn't there, Dad?
I don't know, son.
Now, Laserbeak, finish him off!
What the? It's Laserbeak! Stop!
He started some kind of chain reaction inside Optimus Prime.
Get back, everyone! He's going to explode!
And I will also comment that I really liked the delivery with Huffer basically saying that, yeah, they're basically doomed. And I also like how Spike basically is in tears saying that there has to be a way, which I will say the delivery there was great. And also just the diagnostic report saying that it's a miracle he's even alive. Anyways, so as it turns out, Optimus Prime is still alive, but he desperately needs a new Cosmotron just to be able to function. But the only one that they have is on Cybertron in Wheeljack's old workshop. So the Autobots find the space bridge, and we find out just how crappy of a work environment working for the Decepticons must be.
Careful with those cubes, Rumble. You clumsy clunker! Hey, who you calling clumsy, gasket breath? Hey, I thought we needed a driver to haul this stuff across the space bridge. We do.
No! Please! Not me! No!
Have a nice journey, warrior. Say hi to the old gang on Cybertron!
I mean, where do I begin? Subpar safety standards, you know, staff that's fighting itself, subpar working conditions, subpar lifting strategies, and also staff that is willing to risk other staff, like this here. Well, looks like we just completed the ultimate sword here. Now, I do need to test it just to make sure it works. Well, Jerry, it has been great working with you. What? Anyways, so after learning about the Decepticons' surprisingly bad work culture, the Autobots end up getting to the space bridge, and they fight. And Megatron gets an idea from the rain.
Starscream, wait! The rain has given me an idea. Let the Autobots win. Do as I say.
Which, I am so glad that the Autobots just so happen to just stand there and, you know, let Starscream talk to his boss. Maybe their understanding of how toxic the work culture is. And then the Autobots get through the space bridge. So Megatron calls upon the Rainmakers on Cybertron to destroy the Autobots with acid rain, which I guess he should be glad that it doesn't rain as much on Cybertron as it does here in Oregon. But luckily, the Autobots managed to get to Wheeljack's old workshop and find the Cosmotron, but the Rainmakers, well, they really make it rain. What? I can't do that joke? Anyways, so when it all seems hopeless for the Autobots, the Decepticons decide to attack the Autobot base.
Then I humbly suggest we attack their base now while we have the advantage.
For once, Starscream, we agree. And I shall personally lead the assault. The new age of Decepticon supremacy is about to begin.
But luckily, Chip gives this really great speech here.
We can't fail. Optimus Prime, our worlds, the whole universe depends on us.
Fail, Chip. Acid storm, disabled circuitry.
No one's ever really disabled as long as he has courage.
Well, guys, do we quit or fight?
Maybe I still have enough power left to shield us from this killer rain.
Way to go, Trailbreaker! Now your automatic repair systems can put you back in shape.
And while they work, I'll take care of our 3 Rainmakers.
Anyways, so the Autobots and Chip managed to make it back to Earth, but not before the Decepticons launched their attack on the Autobot base. And Spike gives this great speech here, which I really like.
We can't go down without trying. Prime would want us to go for it, no matter what the odds. Well, are you with me? Or do I fight this battle alone?
Son, you can't. But we can. We get your message, Spike. Autobots, transform!
Seriously, I feel like the writers should probably be writing speeches sometimes. Anyways, so the Autobots try to fight the Decepticons, but lose pretty badly. Up until, guess who shows up?
We are victorious! Is there anyone in the universe who'll challenge the might of Megatron?
There is one Megatron. I, Optimus Prime, challenge you.
So, Optimus Prime manages to really make Megatron look pathetic. I mean, look at this here. He looks like a battling toddler while he's getting blasted, and the Autobots win the battle. Overall, I really liked the episode Divide and Conquer, and I would say that it is tied with Roll For It as probably the best episode so far. And I like how they did the episode of what if Optimus Prime got seriously injured and the Autobots basically had to scramble to maybe repair him. And what would happen if the Decepticons, say, took advantage of that. And also, both episodes did a great job at introducing Chip Chase, and really showing how great of a character he is. And I think with that, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.